Kuma is just simply that dude. I don't think there's any way around it. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Potential Unleashed. I am back with another One Piece chapter review. This is One Piece chapter 1103. It is titled I'm So Sorry, Daddy. Really good chapter. It dropped while I was at home celebrating Christmas, and I hope you guys had a happy holidays. Hopefully you guys got what you wanted. I know that I enjoyed my time being home, taking a little bit of break, but we're back with another chapter review. And if you guys enjoy regular reviews like these, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a new video. With that, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's get into chapter 1103's review. The chapter starts off where we left off after Bonney cried. She now knows the truth after seeing everything that happened in Kuma's memory, so she is no longer upset with Vegapunk because she knows that he wasn't the person that turned her father into a slave. For her birthday, Kuma ended up entrusting Vegapunk with a sapphire necklace in order to give to Bonney. She's going to treasure it because he said it's supposed to be a protective charm, and it's really cool that this is something as a sapphire scale that kind of hindered her for her entire life, and having a sapphire that she can keep. It's kind of cool that Kuma was able to do this. And also I love the fact that Vegapunk is talking about the Straw Hats, talking about how it's very cool and interesting how strong he's come, the fact that he is Dragon's son, and that Vegapunk and Bonney are going to use them in order to escape from Egghead Island. Vegapunk, he is very upset because he feels like he was the one who ended up killing Kuma, and he apologized to Bonney where she's like, hey, you don't have to apologize. The real person that is the monster, the one that killed my father, is actually Saturn. This is where we cut back to the present timeline where Saturn is choking or has Bonney in his grasp. Saturn is continuing talking about how Kuma is truly dead, and I've seen so many memes on Twitter talking about how Sanji, he is right in front of Saturn, still can't move, and Zoro, he's not doing anything because he is currently fighting Rob Lucci and Jinbei. I don't know, a man with a billion berry bounty, I think he was moving boxes the last time we saw it, so people have been they've been clowning Sanji, but they've been clowning those two as well because, well, right now it's a dire situation, and they're and I'm not trying to say that Zoro fighting Lucci ain't important because Lucci is strong, but the fact that Saturn, this big threat, is here and nobody's really here to help, it's really funny. Kizaru, he's here, he's talking about Bonney, talking about Senamaru because of this situation, and Luffy, he's like, man, if I could get some food, that would be great. Where I don't remember which of the Stellas it is. I want to say Atlas, but I don't think it's them. One of the Stellas is talking about, well, I would give you food, but I can't move. And there's different news going around the world talking about an emperor laying siege on Egghead Island, how Vegapunk, is he safe or not? There's also Ivankov and Dragon talking about, well, if Kuma had a sliver of his memory left, where do you think he'd go? And Ivankov believes, hey, he'd go to Mary Joa to get some revenge. And, well, Ivankov was kind of right. He ended up making a pit stop at Mary Joa, but that's not where exactly he's headed. A lot of people, the first time whenever Bonney attacked Saturn with the sword, people were questioning, well, why the fluff didn't she use the distorted future attack or method, the negative future, in order to attack him? Because she did it in this chapter, but it didn't work. I also find it really funny how all of a sudden Luffy got food and he's just going and gobbling, pause. He's eating all this food, where Saturn's like, hey, who the fuck gave him all this food? Somebody put cuffs on him. And then you see Kizaru with the ellipses. A lot of people are speculating that it could have been Kizaru to give him this food. I think that's more likely than not who it was because of his speed. There's also Caribou, the possibility it could be him, one of the Stellas, but more likely than not, since nobody was able to move, it's probably Kizaru. Bonney, she's trying to figure out why her devil fruit isn't working, because apparently she can't even aid Saturn, and this is because Saturn, he said, you owe all of your powers to me, because apparently he conducted some form of an experiment to determine whether or not, if you were to extract infusions, if they could grant a baby the powers of a devil fruit fruit without them actually eating the fruit, and Bonney, she successfully had that done to her. We all speculated, oh, the distorted future, her devil fruit is broken, there has to be some form of limitation, and Saturn, he explained that in this chapter. Apparently her devil fruit ability, it can transform you into a state that matches any future perceived to be possible. However, that means the possibilities become limited as your future becomes more certain and you uncover the truth. So for example, in this situation, Bonney, at first, if she were to believe that there was a possible future that she could defeat Saturn, it could have been possible, but the more that the future becomes certain, the more she sees Saturn's strength, the more she realized that's not possible. So that's why her devil fruit is unable to work on him. This is so messed up. I'm gonna have to wait for the official scans or the official translation to know exactly what Saturn means in this instant, but apparently he bought, well, Ginny, she was wife number 8 and he was the one to experiment on her. Now, I don't exactly know if this means that she was supposed to be his wife or somebody else's wife and he just so happened to experiment on her, but nevertheless, the reason why she had sapphire scales was because he experimented on her and then it passed on to Bonney, which when you think about it, because of Saturn, him doing these experiments on Ginny, this caused Bonney to get those scales as well, and that's the reason why Kuma had to go through all that hell of trying to figure out how to cure her. So in essence, Kuma was turned into a slave for nothing. Well, I'm not saying for nothing because Bonney, she did get cured, but if Saturn didn't do these experiments in the first place, then he wouldn't have had to turn into a slave and become what he is today. And I also love a line from Saturn that he talked about a little bit later. He mentioned that if you look at it from his perspective, do you comprehend the feeling of the insects you step on? Of course not. This kind of reminds me, I believe it was Mihawk at Marineford when he talked about when the different swordsmen were like, hey, you know, every swordsman's dream is to clash against you, and he defeated some random people. He said, I don't remember all the names of every insect or every swordsman that I crushed. Somebody lands at Egghead Island. This is Kuma. He is going crazy. People are mistaking him for a pacifist, but they're like, whoa, he has to pause. It's actually the warlord Bartholomew Kuma. Saturn, he's questioning, well, why the fluff is Kuma here? He's running, trying to go after Bonney, and Saturn, he gives the order to shoot off her head. Kuma, he then uses his lasers to take out the nearby Marines, and then before Bonney is killed, Kuma protects her. With this panel is one of my favorites that I've ever seen Oda draw. He is protecting Bonney while shielding her from Saturn's attack, and this is after Kuma, he's already been battered and bruised, fighting all this time, you know, when he stopped at Mary Jawal, was attacked by Akainu, doing all this in order to save his daughter, and then he ends up taking Saturn his, I'm gonna say like his little sharp, I don't even know what it's called, but like I'm gonna just call it like the sharp little foot thingy, I guess. He takes that out of Kuma, he turns around and is about to punch Saturn. I wouldn't be surprised if this hit actually lands, because remember in the flashback how Kuma saw Luffy punch Charlos punch the Celestial Dragon, and Luffy is Nika, and Nika is somebody that he idolizes, so it would be fitting if he's doing something that his idol already did. There's also two things I want to mention. I think after this video, the next long one you should see is my top 30 strongest characters. That's kind of already been made, and after this chapter I kind of regret it a little bit of a spoilers. The Gorosei are on there, Kuma's on there, and I kind of regret some of the orders that I put him in, but it is what it is. I'm also not mad with how Kuma arrived at this island, specifically even if there was nothing involved. Like, remember Vegapunk talked about inserting like some chip in him to make it switch, like he had a split personality, or in any way, shape, or form. I would like it for Oda to say that this is like his parental instincts kicking in, like it turns something that he doesn't know why he's doing it, but he knows that that's his daughter and he has to save her, because Dragon said that children are a parent's weakness, and I think it's cool. I think that deep down, no matter how much Kuma forgets or lost his memory, lost his humanity, there will be like a sliver that is still there that wants to protect Bonney. I think that's beautiful. Really good chapter. This actually was this is going to be the first official chapter that drops Weekly Shonen Jump in the new year, so technically the last chapter of 2020 2023 officially would be 1102, and this is the start of the new one. What a way to start it. So apparently there's supposed to be a break this week for the holidays, and this chapter is supposed to release after that, but we're going to have to wait like around 2 or 3 weeks to get more scans because, well, this dropped like a week and a half or 2 weeks earlier than it was supposed to. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know how you guys feel about this chapter in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video from me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. So on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.